like Brian Wilson did, and so forth.
Excellent singing.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Also, just so you know, Hamish, the end of that singing I just recorded.
Look,
hang on, no. Well, yeah, sure. Because I just threw up. I threw up I just threw up OBS and started recording because I know we made this mistake before where we start off doing a really good podcast content and
we'll catch it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I said the wrong word.
Can't believe.
Right, I've got
ruined it.
I don't have a better word.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? I've got to break this creature, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so just give me a second.
Okay, we'll do the pre-show. We'll work out what to do actually, because we kind of just did this.
Actually, I probably should have gone for a piss before we start.
That's right. Go. I'll hold the fort.
The fort, yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's got his ponytail.
No, what's the term? Not brainstorm. What's the thing?
Vamp.
No. That like coming up with an idea. There's a word
that's brainstorming.
No, it is brainstorming. Well, brainstorming's coming up with No, I mean, there's a word that I'm trying to. It will come from one.
Okay. Well, do you want to sit at home, folks, and guess what word Drew's coming up with? Hey, didn't you say you was walking Peanut or something?
No, I was bribing Peanut. We've just come back. Yeah, we're just back in.
Okay, cool. Well, so yeah.
Can you hear me? Is that okay?
We're doing all right. I think the audio sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I've got to do today's Wordle. I've not done it yet.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not, but I always start with the same word. So, oh my god, it's not that. Okay.
Is Alien the one that you start off with?
Yeah, and I've got a second word I always use, and that hasn't come up. So that's 10 letters taken away in the first two guesses.
Oh, so you start off with one word and then another word with none of the same letters.
No. I start off with the word alien.
Yeah.
I shouldn't tell. Well, I think quite a few people know this by now anyway. Just because obviously that's a bit of a clue if people are looking at even just the coloured squares, isn't it? Yeah. But if I don't get any letters, if there's none of the letters of alien fit, I type ghost.
Oh, okay.
However, sometimes if the A is right but in the wrong place, and there's still no L-I-E or N, I'll type ghast.
Oh, okay.
Ghast is a good word. Workshop is the word I was.
Okay.
I was going to say you should workshop it on your own.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, because we did think about tier listing the letters of the alphabet. Yeah. Numbers. You had strong opinions on numbers, didn't you?
Yeah, that was an interesting one. And then you raised the bar on that and started mentioning things like pie, and I thought, oh, actually, that is an interesting.
Something that I've only realised through conversation with people, like wing, for example. So I've always been like, if you name any within reason, if you name a category of things, I always just have a favourite. Just that's how I organise information in my brain. Like I always have a favourite of whatever. And like wing is the absolute opposite of that. He hates being made to choose a favourite. Like for him, everything exists in some kind of continuum or something.
Oh, okay.
And having to choose a favourite disrupts. I don't know. I'm putting words in his mouth. But yeah, I've always thought everybody. So yeah, I have strong opinions about completely favorite number. It's fucking really important to me.
What is do you have a favorite number?
2023.
Prime number, right?
It's prime, which is great. It's odd, it's also my birthday, but I don't think it's because it's my birthday. I think it's a great fucking number.
Oh, okay. I quite like the numbers.
It was Michael Jordan's number.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Big Michael Jordan fan. Yeah.
What, sorry?
Basketball, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've always liked the number 7, but I've never figured that's like a particularly original favourite.
7's good. I think 7's a good, solid choice.
Yeah.
I mean, Newton had a thing about the number 7.
Oh, okay.
Which is why we've got an incorrect number of colours in our rainbow.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he thought because he was Newton, incredibly smart man, but also had some wacky fucking ideas, like metaphysical and magical. And he thought the number 7 was magic, so he clutched it.
I was going to say there's a lot of like people who we now regard as great scientists who were also still hanging on to religion and other superstitions, and that really held back a lot. You see it. You see people that are so close to getting something amazing in their lifetime, and because they had like belief in fairy tales, they just wouldn't get that other step in their thinking.
The one that always gets me,
I think physicists have a higher incidence of, or like astrophysicists and quantum physicists have a higher incidence of being religious than I think than either baseline than other scientists, which makes sense to me when you're hitting up against like the complete unknowns.
Yeah, but
it is also it could be a field that attracts the theologically minded, you know.
The one wanting to uncover those kind of big secrets.
Yeah. The one thing that really gets me is that the guy that invented the MRI machine thinks the Earth is 10,000 years old.
Really?
That blows my mind. So it's like
it's fun when you have that incongruity, though. I like it.
Yeah. Really smart people can be really dumb at the same time. Like that's the thing. Like intelligence isn't just like a scale where you just learn more and more facts. It's just
well, I mean, I don't know whether to bring him up. Well, I'll wait till Drew's back and bring this up.
I'm always.
Yeah, I'm always here. Richard Dawkins is getting.
He's a prick.
Yeah, he's always been a prick. But you know, he had some scientific regard. He was regarded a bit in scientific circles for you know, but that's just gone down and down and down over the years. And his current one is he now believes that an AI chatbot is sentient. Telling everybody
that just
going on. Oh wow! You know, it's like 2 or 3 sentences worth of stuff, and he's gone, "Oh my god, this is sentience. What is it? It's a fucking word machine, mate."
Yeah.
I wonder if he ever discovered Eliza when he was younger. I mean, that's you know, I don't think there's. I think what they've done with these LLMs is refined it and, you know, weighted it to massage people's egos, which we know for a fact. But apart from that, I don't see the huge difference between that and Eliza, you know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right. So you know, there's a word for it, a phenomenon where people see faces in things. You know, like that house that looks like Hitler, but it's just a house. But it does look like it. Like our brains have something in it that try and like cling on to the shape of a face. And the way I think about it is that our minds have something that sort of cling on to the shapes of sentences, like rhythms and like very repetitive things. So the LLMs churn out things that sort of fit these rhythms. So we think that it feels that it's making sense when it's not, or it feels.
We're prone and want to invest things with personality. It's why fiction. You know, if you look at fiction, what fiction is, it's absurd that we read these things that never happened. And kind of trick ourselves into believing that we're reading something that actually happened, so that we can enjoy it. It like makes no fucking sense.
You have to.
You like investing. I think the other difference with Eliza is, you know, if you are competent in whatever language, you could look at the source code of Eliza and understand why it's making any particular response or whatever. Whereas LLM, because they're black boxes, I think it allows you to mysticize about them. Or allows idiots to think.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it just like glorified Magic 8 Ball with, you know?
That's. I feel sorry for these people that, you know, that are, you know, they've got mental health problems, or they're extremely lonely and all that sort of stuff, and this machine just drags them in. I mean, it's you know, it's cruel.
I got to be honest, on an early, I think it was either a Freebooters or a Trendy Talk, I did call it that AI was going to destroy art. And I think I was quite close. Because
you're probably gonna, I think you're both gonna scorn me for this. But I have my things where there's an afternoon where I'm just like having a particular whatever, and I just want to watch, like, for example, usually it's like local news bloopers. I've mentioned this many times. But one of my current ones is I just want to watch AI slop, and just to out of curiosity and see where we are with it. And try and not enjoying it in itself, but just trying to think about, why do people watch this? What are they going for with the particular kind of videos that they're making? You know, that kind of looking at it from that aspect, and also finding it kind of fun. You know, when people's arms morph into like it's kind of funny as well. And I'll just watch it for an afternoon.
When I had my
moral, from a moral standpoint, and people,
that's how I feel about it.
Which means they're going to use more of this stuff, and I mean, it's to me, it's a bit like me. I haven't had television for 25 years, about 25 years, and I haven't seen adverts on the internet for 20 years. And it's still the only place I get adverts now is on the radio because it's in the car.
Autoglass Repair, shout out.
Okay. And obviously, it's the other place I hear adverts. But I didn't realise how casual people were about LLMs. How well the tech bro machine had been, and and now I'm seeing like magazines in the shops for it, and I think, is that just a sort of?
I don't think people are. No, I think they're trying to push it. Another thing, my ad blocker stopped working. My ad blocker stopped working on YouTube recently in Qt Browser, so I'm seeing a lot of ads. And I would say at least 90% of the ads that I'm seeing are for the LLMs, for like things that vibe coding things, and what's that? Oh, Wix, the place where you can go and do like a little clicky button website. They've got an LLM thing where you just describe the website you want, and it makes the website for you.
The thing is,
the other 10% of ads I see are made by LLMs.
All right.
Yeah.
The thing that's cracking me up is basically what they're doing is teaching people to program eventually.
This is like when spell checkers came along and my spelling went to shit. Like, is it really teaching people to
Well, no, it's teaching people who didn't know how to program before. No, but there's what do you call it? Oh God, I forgot what you. There's a thing I was trying to say and I can't. Right, but people are what do they call it when you make a? I mean, I don't know. I'd call it a script, as in code to make an LLM do and give you an answer.
Instructions.
You mean you're training it? You're talking about the training?
Well, like a word. There's a phrase or a word they use, and they call that the input to an LLM.
Oh, prompting.
The prompt, that's it. So people are building these prompts and going, I had to refine my prompt to get it to do the right thing. And you read the whole thing and it's, this guy's just discovered programming, If you had done that from the start, you probably, but thought about it for yourself.
There's that post that did the rounds where somebody was talking about their use of LLMs and they said something like, often when I'm describing the problem to the AI. I don't even need to submit it because I work it out myself. And it's like, then the tag would like, AI bro discovers thinking.
Yeah.
Look, okay, all right. I'll do my one where I think of where I explain the one case of AI use that I found useful. And so shameful admission here.
I've just never touched them because I just
no, I get you, and you're right. But have you ever had a page of code or whatever that doesn't work? And you don't have a fucking clue why. As in, there is a semicolon where a colon should be, or something ridiculous like that. It's actually quite good. Now, to be honest, Vim is also pretty good with its color coding, where it does tend to sort that out. But sometimes with Vim,
my problem with this is you're robbing yourself of the satisfaction. Even when it goes on far too long and it's something simple, that satisfaction you feel when you finally find it, it's like, oh my god, it was this all along. You're robbing yourself of that.
Maybe I mean, it's, but I guess so. I guess so. I mean, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, but then again, I think maybe LLMs are using it's too. There are probably better ways of doing it than that anyway.
Yeah, there's some way to do that.
Yeah. So it's just.
But I mean, they are suited to that kind of thing. I mean, that is an example of something that, if it were tailored for that, it would be more energy efficient. But that's the kind of problem that they're good at. They do have their use.
The thing is, right, I probably have less stronger feelings about the moral side of it and more stronger feelings about the effect it has on sort of society, really, because
that's moral. That is moral.
Okay, well, that aspect of moral, because one of the reasons I'm not on basically any social media website apart from Fedi anymore is because all of the content ended up either becoming AI or not knowing if it's AI or not, and I don't like playing that game.
Yeah.
In fact,
I hate that feeling. We've talked about this, but I hate that feeling of anything you read now. You're part of your brain is occupied with is this LLM shit?
Reddit fired this one off so much in my brain because I remember reading, it was some inane post, right? So it wasn't even anything that mattered. And then I read it and I just sort of internalized it as what it was. And then some of the comments below go, I think this is AI. And then it just snapped. It was like, yes, of course it's AI because it's so, the story fits so much like a a made-up story. Like there's no like in real life there's like awkward things, or when people write stuff they add in details that aren't necessarily like there's a human color to it.
It is very much the Supreme Court with pornography thing. Like you can't define it, but you know it when you it when you see it, kind of thing.
Yeah. So and it was like, you know what? I don't trust myself on Reddit to be able to read something and know if it's LLM or not. Because by design, it's designed to impersonate language, not be language, but impersonate it. So it's like
it's designed to give you the sort of shape and feel of
and the better it gets, the more that shape and feel will be fooling.
I'm not going to call it getting better. I'd call it more convincing.
Yeah, more convincing. Yeah, there we go. That's a better way of saying it. And it's like, you know what? I think I should just take myself out of that pool. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a waste of my time. It's potentially like I could end up believing shite, like it could end up fooling me in a way that's not as inane as it was. I
think one thing that's a slight concern is there's nothing to stop these things infecting Freddy. It's not my reason, but I think I've just pulled back. Apart from YouTube, that's my one vice. I've just stopped using all these I don't use any of the big websites anymore. Partly for those reasons. Partly, I think communities should be human scale. I think Reddit was a mistake. I think you can't have a community that's that big and that open to every passing.
Yeah, Reddit was real people. If you've got 10,000 people chatting on a stream, on a stream chat,
that can't be community.
It's not even communication at that point.
No, it's not communication. No, exactly. Yeah. From the point of view of that is the parasocial thing. I think is interesting in itself. From the point of view of the streamer, and the big stream, the ones that have got that much going on in chat, they've got a producer who's feeding them the odd message to respond to. So from their point of view, it works. But from the point of view of somebody typing in, it's the parasocial thing, isn't it? It works in a particular way, but it doesn't. It's absolutely not community, and it's not communication. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Even yesterday, you guys did a stream. And I was typing stuff, and I was getting slightly. I was like, they're not noticing me. It's like, what the fuck am I talking about? They're not going to sit and watch the chat while they're trying to talk and try to think about. And just a few lines in the chat, and it's like, of course they're not going to. You cannot concentrate.
And I hate, especially when it is a conversational podcast, when they do respond to too much in chat. I find that irritating. It breaks the flow of what I'm trying to watch as a viewer.
Yeah, and also you've got the thing of the delay. So that's going to not land in there, because I know for myself, like, which one are they talking? What are they talking about?
Yeah, what was that referring to? Yeah,
because it's like a minute, and if you haven't noticed it right away as well, it could be like a couple of minutes. It's like, there's no point getting. So in the end, don't be such a child. Just enjoy what's going on. Not, it's like people that are watching, not watching a concert but holding their phone up to the concert.
Yeah. There was that early phase of Instagram where it was all just pictures of people's food, and we all as old people are like, remember when we used to eat food?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, out of all of the things, I have the problem with that one of the least now, to be honest.
The pictures of food?
The pictures of food, yeah. Sometimes it's nice.
You sent me a picture of your breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
But that's different because it was part of a conversation, and it's between friends. Post just the idea of posting a picture of your meal to the world. I've always found that absurd. I find that fucking absurd.
Yeah, but you're an artist. You deal with the absurd regularly.
Not good absurd. Bad.
You guys think that the next stage of that then would be posting the poo that you have after you.
There are websites for that.
Side by side. The two side by side. Here's
before
the
and after.
Here's how it came out. Yeah.
Well,
see, the sweet corn was just.
Yeah. Do you know? Apparently, I saw on YouTube. But this is YouTube, so it was heavily censored. But apparently, if you eat nothing but corn for a while, you can just shit out corn.
I shat out just liver once. I feel like I've said this before, but I never know what I've said and haven't said before on a podcast. But
no, you've never said that before.
Okay. First of all, my mum, not my own liver, to be clear. My mum comes shat out my own.
Thanks for clearing that up.
So first of all, my mum makes very big portions. Okay, we were supposed to be having liver and onions for tea, which is something we both enjoy. Well, she enjoyed it more when she was alive, but I enjoy it very much. But I think she got a little bit sick or something. She didn't feel like her. She was just like, I'm just going to make you a double amount. And my mum's double amount was like, it was enough food for like 8 people.
Was a big portion person.
Yeah. So I was just eating this liver, and I don't like wasting food. So I was like full about a third of the way into it, but I was just forcing it in. The next day I went for a shit, and it was just because I don't really chew. So it was just entire pieces of liver just coming out of my
I'm not a big chewer.
all completely undigested. Like my stomach clearly couldn't handle how much liver I'd given it, and it was just entire pieces of liver coming out of my.
That's frightening. I remember one time. This actually, I might have mentioned this on a stream before or different chat, but there was.
That's not good. That's horrible.
I'm trying to drive the image away. But I had some, those. They're not they are crisps, but they're made out of different types of root vegetable, like parsnip. And stuff. And I had a bag of them, and then like either later that day or the next day or whatever, my crap was blue, and no, that's the wrong way around. That's the red one. No, my crap was red. And I thought, oh my god, there's blood in it. It wasn't. It was beer. But I had the same thing with these. There's these crisps that are sort of little conical things, and I can't remember the brand or anything. But they're sort of a chili flavour, but the actual thing.
I know what you mean.
They're bright blue, they're really bright blue.
I don't know.
And I forgot to eat these, and the next day I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this? What's going on?
Eating too much copper.
Oh my god. But anyway, do you want me to break it up with some other... Let's forget about poop for a minute. I'm painting some new models for a friend of mine.
Oh, do I recognise that
cool.
one? That's a rogue.
No, it is. It's a halfling rogue. That's why it's a bloody small.
Okay.
What is that attached to?
I thought it was small because it was a model.
Yeah, what's the blue?
Model. Very good. This is a painting.
It's a particular
thing on that's like magnetized, so you can rotate the thing, and you can put your you can like that bit there is to sort of rest your fingers for steadiness.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, it's quite.
What's the model for?
Dungeons and Dragons, I think this one.
Oh, nice.
Very small.
It's not mine. It's a
halfling.
It's a halfling.
I know, but it's still that's tiny.
Oh no, that's because it's a model.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
You know why it's so small now? Because it's far away.
There we go. Dimensions. Yeah. Actually, speaking about Dungeons and Dragons, I yesterday spent most of the day playing Esoteric Ebb.
So you get good.
No, I don't know what it is. It's a role playing.
It's really good. Yeah.
Do you reckon Hamish will like it, Drew? I reckon he will.
I've only got on with computerized role playing games. Yeah. I always miss having a human interaction in a role playing game.
Have you seen much of Disco Elysium, the way it plays?
I've not at all. I've heard the name. It was very briefly and stuff.
Very briefly. So Disco Elysium started this, and Esoteric Ebb is doing its own spin on it. But briefly, what happens is, so you make your character at the beginning, and so it has the usual. This one has the D&D stats like Constitution, Strength, Wisdom, so on. And then when you're in conversation, you can converse with other characters. You can also kind of converse with a lot of objects and things and concepts. And during these conversations, your attributes will essentially chime in this conversation.
So, like your sense of strength, or your sense of wisdom, or your sense of charisma or intelligence, is that it? And constitution. These are all like aspects of your personality.
Some of it is roll, but like they'll roll, and if you succeed the roll, this is all in the background. So maybe there's an insight that your wisdom can have, and the wisdom does a roll, and if it hits the roll, it will have this insight, and if it misses the roll, it will say something stupid and wrong. But generally speaking, I think you're stronger. That it's not always role based, and your stronger attributes will chime in more than your weaker ones. So you're kind of having a conversation with all these aspects of your personality, as well as having a conversation with the other person. So they take the computer aspect and actually make it interesting.
It's so good. and it's very political as well. Like I'm role playing as this aggressively apolitical, but like sort of says what you want to say, what says what you want to, like a manipulator. There, like a bullshit artist, an apolitical bullshit artist. And
it's all written by one person, which I think helps. And I mean, it can never be as responsive as a human DM. But there are 750,000 words in this game of writing, so it's like
that gives it a lot more consistency as well. You don't get a sudden jarring difference between the way that certain things act because
exactly. And it's I'm playing through it, and I've watched a couple of little bits of other people playing it, including Chris. And because there's so much writing in it, and because of the way it works with the attributes, like the same situation can go like very differently depending on your choices and what aspects of your personality are chiming.
That was always the challenge with text adventures, was to give it more options. The more options you put in it, the less it plays the same. And well, eventually human spot patterns and
well, one thing that I think works very well in its favor, and I actually never really realized how much I appreciate this even more so than it did, because I thought Morrowind had it great, is that they don't voice the text. It's just the text just comes up as writing. And I realized that I actually really enjoy that for like a whole number of reasons. One of them is that you get through it a lot faster. You're not there waiting for someone to da. You just read. You do it. You read.
Even if they're talking, like, you can still read yourself, but it's when somebody's saying the same words to you, you can't get ahead. You just can't. And the number, when I looked at the Steam reviews and stuff, like, the number of people are going like, my only criticism is it doesn't have voice acting. I don't think these people actually. I think they just say it because it's one of those things that people say. Like, game is better with voice acting. If they thought it through, I don't think this is a matter of taste. I think we are objectively correct that in certain situations, no voice acting is better.
I wonder what they think when they're reading a book then.
Exactly.
Well, they probably listen to audiobooks, don't they?
Audiobook and the book at the same time.
Oh, yeah. So,
when you guys, excuse my ignorance, but when you've got an audiobook, does somebody sort of do the voices and stuff as well? Or do they just read it flat?
It varies. My preference is when they just read it as if you were reading it. They don't do acting for the voices, but I think in recent years, I think a lot of people who are trained in acting have got, and didn't make it in acting. They've gone into like audiobook reading, so they really like doing the voices, and it's fucking. The more they do the voices, the more I fucking hate it. Please read the text. It's not a fucking play. The text is describing the person's character and blah blah blah. You don't need to put it in the voice as well. It's not a situation.
That's fine, but it's not. Yeah, there's a lot more surrounding there. You use
a little bit to just differentiate the character, just a very slight hint of an accent or something. I don't mind, but when they go full on, like it's a fucking character, and they're too much.
I can't stick with audiobooks. My mind wanders, and then I've like missed a paragraph. So I just
you really have to focus. Yeah,
I was playing Magic the Gathering, the card game, and somebody reads out a card. I don't know what it is, and they'll read it out, and I just cannot take that.
No, you have to see it. Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
I wish I'd realised this more when I was at school as well. That you could tell, the teacher can tell me 100 times something, and I'm just not going to get it. It's not the way my brain takes in information. But if they show you it. That's just got me angry a bit. I'm in my 50s and I'm angry about something that happened 40 years ago, and that is maths class. In the maths class, they used to tell you something, like obviously there's 20 or 30 kids or whatever in a class. They tell you something, they'd go through examples on the board, and then they'd sit, these books we had, I suspect Chris got better books after us. Basically, all the maths books where there was no explanation. That was expected to come from the teacher, and it was just like 50 of the same question. 50 with different numbers in it, and it's like, if you don't get it once, how are you going to get it 50?
Yeah.
If you don't get the concept, you can't get it. It doesn't click.
No, absolutely.
Doing it 30 times with different numbers.
I think, especially back then, like people just didn't know how to teach. It was just like, this is the best idea we've got.
Yeah, well, actually,
I want to say regarding. So, before we move on from audiobooks, one thing that frustrates me is we could potentially be in like a golden era, because I used to love radio plays. We could be in a golden era for radio plays. They would be incredibly cheap to produce. All you got to do is pay the actors, right? There's no special effects, there's no graphics, there's nothing. Why aren't there more radio? Like we would call them something else, but just audio plays. I would love that.
Well, I thought I just thought there would be by now. Because
not that I mean, I'm sure they exist, but not certainly not as any kind of mainstream. Because it's like podcasts are clearly immensely popular.
Yeah.
Which very much emulate the talky parts of radio, obviously.
Yeah.
Why aren't radio? There's tons of creative writers out there frustrated, with not much work. Like just make radio plays.
Yeah. Also, actually, speaking of this, isn't in my head. This made sense as a link, right? But me and Rosie looked up what Traitors was today.
R.I.P. Rosie.
Yeah. I went to her grave and we were talking, and so she looked up because we never seen Traitors. I'm assuming you haven't seen Traitors either because it's a TV program. No. So neither of us, and a lot of people, normies, talk about it. So we googled it up, and apparently it's a game show that is exactly like Blood on the Clock Tower, but like done in person with a set and everything else like that. Like exactly like they have totally ripped off Blood. I'm assuming Blood on the Clock Tower came first.
I don't know. I watch some channels that do Blood on the Clock Tower as like in a studio with blah 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 blah.
Oh, they have that too.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
That channel.
It's not hosted by Claudia Winkleman by any chance, is it?
No, it's not. So is it exactly the same kind of game?
Well, according to the synopsis that we read online, it's like bang to right. So basically, you've got
an easy thing to clone. You just rolls.
They use different language, but like you've got an undisclosed number of like bad people, traitors, I think they're called, and then you've got the rest of goodies. They spend days talking to each other. The baddies have to meet up because they then decide to kill one of the goodies every night. And I mean,
these are all derivations of like werewolf and what's the other one? Mafia.
Oh yeah.
So it's I mean, the Blood on the Clock Tower isn't a novel.
But I was thinking because Blood on the Clock Tower would also make quite a good audio play.
Well, I was just about to tell you. Yeah. I'm reading the Wikipedia page, and there's a stage show version of Blood on the Clock Tower.
Really?
A live theatre version, yeah.
With singing?
Singing. Not musical theatre, I hope.
Oh, okay, all right.
I generally hope that not musical theatre, full stop, generally. But, But I was just looking. I mean, it's kind of a, it's almost a sort of LARP thing, really, when you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's role play. I think there's a lot. I think gaming is really interesting at the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't mean video gaming necessarily, but gaming, like with the resurgence in board games and people's interest in tabletop RPGs and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot come back. Yeah, The Traitors, is that the wrong one?
It's got Claudia Winkleman.
There's interesting things happening at the intersection of like video games, tabletop RPGs, board games, like all sort of like bits there.
Because has basically social media been burned now, and people are looking for like social ways to sort of looking for like better avenues of social interaction. Because if you think about it, like what's Twitter become? Awful. What's Reddit become? Awful. What's Facebook become? Double awful. Like all of this. It's all awful. And I think most people realize that. Most people know that. That's why, like, I don't know about you, but when I'm out there in normie land, like, the only people that are on social media, it's boomers on Facebook. That's all. Like,
yeah, I think so. Well, and the political class on Twitter, basically. Like,
do they still use Twitter? Isn't it?
Politicians, I think so. Laura Kuenssberg and all MPs, I think, probably still think Twitter is the universe.
I see MPs doing the blue sky thing. I mean, not that that's particularly better.
A lot of them just do it as a bridge to Twitter, though.
Okay.
But having said that, this is slightly better than just a bot copying it over. Some people like Zach
Polanski.
Yeah, Zach Polanski and a few others have like an X, mirror, but they have a contact information on it.
Okay.
You can contact. So they're doing it. So it's not just a bot copy. Well, it obviously is just a bot copying the messages, but you can reply to a managed account that manages a lot of different people's bot accounts, if that makes sense. But to be fair, or to be unfair, to be annoyed by him slightly, there are lots of actual Green politicians, Green Party members and politicians on the Fediverse as well.
Actually, Zach Polanski follows me on Fedi.
It's not him though.
No. Mastodon.green. That's the one. That's the real him.
Are you sure? Because Mastodon there's an e.eu thing, which is the actual official.
No. I think yeah. He's got like a mirror account, but he's also got one that he hasn't posted to in a while, which he should post to.
Mastodon got a green one.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point. Yeah, they won't use it.
I mean, to be fair, it's hardly outreach. If you it'd be nice, but it's not effective to his role, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Yeah.
No, least because he's already made his case to people on the Fedi. He's just singing. Yeah. He's either singing to the choir. He's either
to the choir, yeah,
or he's preaching to people that have decided that they're not him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because actually, I found out in the not to get too political. I don't want to get too political, but I found out in the Senate election there are 6 socialist parties running. It's
that's good.
Well, I say so. Well, yeah, because even the Communist Party says that they're putting forward a socialist manifesto. So,
communism is a subset of socialism.
Yeah. For those reasons.
I knew we were going to get any definitions very quickly there.
But
to take us off politics, I recently remembered that Maryland cookies are a thing,
and they do vegan.
So on my weekly shoppings, I've got knockoff Maryland cookies that are 40p a pack, but fucking not had them for so long, and they're fucking great.
The chocolate chip.
Yeah, little chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, crunchy, properly not because. I'm probably on record as I cookies now. Somebody says, "I got you a cookie," and it's soft and bendy. That's not a cookie.
Why are they so soft? No.
Well, if I want soft and gooey, I'm going to go for a brownie because that does that way better. Why do I want a ruined cookie, an undercooked cookie?
Biscuit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rosie loves her soft cookies.
You what? Sorry,
Rosie loves her soft cookies.
Well, you're gonna have to educate her.
Yeah, it's going to be teach her something.
Get the strap out.
You know how I was talking about getting slightly annoyed when you guys weren't responding to me on the thing yesterday? Yeah. I did a post on the Fediverse last night, quite late on, but I was so proud of it. And I was sitting there going, nobody's... Eventually got a couple of people, including a couple of much bigger followed people than me, so it got out there a wee bit.
What was the post? I don't really go on Fedi anymore. What was the post?
Right, the post. Somebody had posted a picture of LeVar Burton in it, basically. Right, LeVar Burton today, and so I just quote posted it because it wasn't about the post, but it was about the picture. So I quote posted it saying, "Oh, I wasn't sure if this is LeVar Burton at first. He's got older and greyer, and his hairline's receded a bit." And then, oh yeah, and he doesn't have a spray painted hairband across his eyes. Especially late last night.
Good. That's good social media. That is.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. Yeah.
I do quite like the Fedi, but I think you are a bit right there that there's nothing to stop it becoming. I don't
which is the problem. It's what the kernel's been taken over by corporations. There's just nothing to stop. The GPL kind of encourages it because it encourages you to take on, as opposed to the BSD. Sorry, I interrupted you, but yeah, there's nothing to stop corporate
to stop AI takeover of it. Because I still remember Hive Day when Hive tried to come in, it's about 5 years ago now, and just everyone just chased them off, full pitchforks and everything, off the Fedi.
And what's His name?
Oh, Hive was
Wesley Crusher,
a thingy thing.
It was like somebody trying to make a pay-for version of Fedi, wasn't it?
Hive was basically tried to make a corporate version, corporate Fedi instance.
They were using ActivityPub, but I think it was a closed source code base and a it was a closed source fork or something. I can't remember entirely, but
I think I found that.
Yeah, and they lasted all but a day, which is great.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah. What's up? Oh, cool.
She's going to come explain herself.
She's just getting a PlayStation controller.
Soft bloody.
I'm going to pour a soft cookie.
Yeah, don't you? Yeah, she's run off. See, she's ran off.
Yeah. Scared of the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Another lib destroyed by
truth and logic and facts. Yeah, yeah.
of men.
By men and facts and hard man.
Cookies should be hard.
Hard.
My penis used to be when I was young.
Oh my word. See, I do, because also, of course, we've got age verification shit now, which Wing pointed out, and I'm dead certain this is the case now. I think it was Wing, that in reality, age verification is just to make sure that everyone on the internet's verified, so that we know who's an AI and who's not, so that they can advertise to people and not AI.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
He linked to that argument, yeah, which is, I hadn't thought of it. I don't think that's their motivation, but it's
banked rights.
Nice
no, it's banked. I mean, there are politicians in the middle that don't know their arse from their elbow in this type of field.
I think their motivation is ultimately just surveillance. They just want everybody ID'd. That's what they want.
The ID,
but the ad thing, I think, is a nice side.
Children, that's for sure. Because that's. Well, if it was, then Twitter would be banned as soon as they started giving a machine for undressing children.
Yeah, well, they also need to work out what's okay and what's not okay for children, because there's so much new stuff on the internet that's all up in the air. Is Twitter okay for children, or is
It's like saying that kids can watch films, or any film,
Yeah.
and just never thinking about things like age rating.
The thing is, we like, as Gen Xers, that's kind of how it was when we were kids, and that's kind of how I think about media. I think that's between the parents and the kids.
Yeah, when video came out, we could just watch it.
Yeah, watch fucking everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably saw Alien for the first time when I was about 12.
I think younger than that with a lot. I saw some fucking horrific stuff in my 7, 8, 9.
The video nasties, as they called them at the time. There was a lot of that.
Yeah, and look at us. We've grown up perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, Total Recall was my first look at boobs, and there was 3 of them, so that was a win.
He's a young man.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, do all women have 3 boobs?
They've got that hidden one.
I remember it was what, this is got an old man story, but it was back in the 80s. I couldn't have been older than 9. I think my sister was 6. My other sister was probably in bed. But it was Saturday. It was Saturday night or something, and a film came on that was kind of interesting. It was past our bedtime, but when parents were like, "This film looks cool. As a treat, we'll let you stay up and watch this film." And it was it was a war film, like Nazis, blah blah blah. But about 20 minutes in, it got into weird, psychosexual torture and stuff. I remember there's a bit we always joked about afterwards, but there's a bit where this Nazi is chopping carrots. And then I swear this is my memory from long ago, so something like this. But this dude's dick was attached to the chopping board, so she was chopping the carrots chop, 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 and she was saying chop, 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 and then she chops his penis chop, 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 chop. And at this point, I think me and my sister were like, I think we'll go to bed now. Yeah, I think it's probably for the best. Yeah, but we always joked about the chop, chop, chop.
Oh my god. I can't say I've ever seen that film.
No, I don't know what the fuck that was.
No.
What, sorry?
Oh, I saw a film.
Your audio's ducking to me, Hamish.
Say again, buddy?
Your audio's ducking. When the rest of us talk, your audio's ducking for me. And I don't know if it's a Discord.
Is it a Discord thing? Because he's ducking for me as well.
But you and I aren't ducking.
No.
So if we talk, your volume for us goes down to 0. I don't know if that's coming. Well, yeah. If Chris is recording this, then this will come across the.
Ducking hell.
I wonder if.
See, I always think Hamish is too complicated. It's too complicated. He's got all these gadgets and string. And
look at my fancy new microphone though.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, Chris sent me a fancier microphone.
And you've managed to find a way to make it not get in your way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in the same position as the.
Am I coming in constantly now?
Yeah, I think it's
I know what it was. Yeah. It wasn't anything in mind. It was fucking
Discord.
The compatibility thing on whatever the sound system's called these days to make it compatible with the shitty one that broke everything.
Pipe wire.
Yeah, it was Pipewire doing what was the one before between Pipewire and
Pulse Audio?
Pulse Audio. Yeah, it's the Pulse Audio compatibility thing, switching stuff to come through. So you guys were coming through onto my onto the complicated system, as you put it, that was coming through that, and it shouldn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So when I had a look at the connections, it had made a connection that shouldn't be there, and I've saved it 100 million times, but it still puts the fucking thing back on. Because it's pulse audio compatibility is to automatically have 2 channels connecting on either end.
What operating system are you on these days, Hamish?
GNU Linux.
Yeah. Which distro?
Arch. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're all on Arch. Arch seems to be the
I've been on Arch for a few years now. Yeah. Although I don't know. Of course, you just said you're not on the ferry that much anymore, Drew. But you probably, if you were, you'd have noticed there's a lot of BSD interest at the moment. Excuse me.
Yeah, I followed a few BSD people. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of people trying out BSD because of all the carry on with people trying, trying to mess with the Linux kernel to put age verification and shit into it and things like that.
Yeah. When I'm convinced that BSD can run games almost as well as Linux,
that's probably it. As for me, is just some games.
Yeah, I'll be on BSD because Linux is becoming popular, and that's a problem.
It's because. Yeah, I mean, you only have to look at. Man, I'm not going to. I was going to name a desktop system there, and I'm not going to get into that.
Do it. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
No, because I know one of you uses it.
Well, no, I use Arch.
No, the desktop I was talking about.
Desktop.
No, which one?
No, GNOME.
Yeah, no, neither of us use that.
No, we don't use GNOME.
I thought you used GNOME. I thought Chris used GNOME. What? Sorry, I'm pointing enough. Forget you can't see how we're laid out.
What? You thought I used GNOME?
I
don't even call it GNOME.
You just seem like the kind of twat who would use GNOME. That's all I'm saying.
I have never
I thought a while ago you'd said you were trying out GNOME again and you'd stuck.
Like 10 years ago.
Oh, maybe. I'm going mad. Well, the point is, it's a fucking awful thing. And it's become, I mean, they basically want to do the same thing that Apple have done and absolutely control everything and not give you any options.
That's true.
And that's how it works now, because and people get Linux and the desktop, obviously, for very obvious reasons. They get the two of them conflated in their head. So people are trying that out and going, it's kind of like Apple.
I've got to say that. I agree with all that, and I hate that philosophically it's locked down. It's antithetical to what I think of as Linux. But if Tyler's were deleted overnight and Window Maker, I'd probably use GNOME because
XFCE is the best
over KDE, where you've got the option to put things the way you want them.
KDE is too far the other way for me. It is
a bit
too much
chunky.
Configuration of shit I don't care about.
Well,
don't give me options for shit.
I think the problem that happened around about the end of the KDE 3's life.
That's good.
Around about the end of KDE 3's life, they started using this modern configuration interface. Yeah. And that just, it used to be sort of very technical and understandable. Yeah. But now it's all sort of touchy-feely, this seems like a graphical thing. Let's put these things...
Well, it's gone woke. I do like the GNOME approach, and they've had this for years. This isn't a shell thing, but the GNOME approach of in the settings, when you change the setting is changed. There's no confirm or okay or apply. I always hate that in games too, when it's like you change a setting, that should change the setting. I shouldn't have to apply it.
I think that's the Mac way as well.
I see. It's been so long. But what happens?
It's a long time since I touched.
I don't know. It's been so long. I mean, I'm used to that way. Old man don't like change.
Well, I mean, it does surprise me that I haven't at some point tried out that KDE 3 continuation thing.
Oh, Trinity.
It does surprise me that I never tried it, but I think it seems like an awful lot of effort to keep it going. Because you're still trying to use modern software.
I've got an idea for the next Space Virgins.
Are we still calling it that? I mean...
Yeah. I love the name. I love the name. We should do one of these after using GNOME for an entire day. Like, I was going to say a week. I think a week might be pushing it, but for an entire day, you have to use
hang on. We need. But the thing is, I have got my operating system just as I like it. Right? If I'm gonna...
That's the other problem. Yeah, the other problem with big ones is that they mess with system settings, not just their own settings.
Yeah, no, that's
they treat the whole system like
everything.
their config.
Yeah.
To be fair, GNOME does that less than KDE. KDE. Last time I tried KDE out, because I try them both out every now and then. I can't remember what it fucked with, but it fucked with something fundamental that took me days to track down.
The problem is that if you're not using one or the other of them, your consistency is almost impossible to get. And that's the one thing I do miss when I was when I'm using a Tyler or Window Maker or whatever, is because they use a widget set and that widget set goes beyond its remit. You end up with stuff that looks completely different, you know.
I've got to. I use so little software that uses widgets now. Like it's web browser, which does its own thing anyway. Discord, which does its own thing anyway. Steam, which does its own thing anyway. So the other things are just like my color picker, and I can't even think what the other one is. So I've just uninstalled all GTK themes and icon sets, and I just go with. It looks like Windows 98 when one pops up now, but I'm fine. I don't care.
The problem is I use quite a lot of different, because I use a lot of. I've got a lot of audio software. I got a lot of for the 3D printer. I've got different graphics software, and then the slicer thing for the printer itself. And it just annoys me that everything looks different. I'm sitting here now looking at. Four? I've only got 4 or 5 windows open, including obviously this one, and it looks completely different to the browser. It looks completely different to my other.
Well, the thing is, I remember when I first came to Linux, that really bothered me, like the inconsistency between applications. But these days, I think we're just used to that. Like I say, because Steam does its own thing, Chrome does, Discord does its own thing, browsers do their own thing. I think we're used to applications looking. Yeah,
I'm fine with applications looking different. I don't care.
Yeah,
it's fine. I'm very much on the I don't care about the widgets anymore now. The only, although one thing I will say, right, because I use Kdenlive a decent amount for editing videos.
Kdenlive's another one. Yeah, that's probably the one. Kdenlive's probably the one that made my inconsistencies most noticeable, because you need quite a lot of KDE stuff to run it, obviously.
Yeah, when I was looking at installing KDE as a native application, because like that kind of makes sense. I use it a decent amount. I assume I would get the best performance if I installed it natively. Maybe that's not the case. I don't know. Not that I need to worry about that. So I had a look, and then I looked through all the dependencies, and it wanted fucking things like KDE Connect. And it's come on.
I just app image it for that reason. Otherwise, you're installing half of fucking KDE to install it.
Yeah, that's I admit I don't. But the thing is that I will, because of that, I do tend to just install KDE. There's the whole bucket gets tipped into the computer, and just then I know everything else is going to work.
The whole bucket.
Yeah, but then getting GTK stuff or things that you like, shit like this that uses web browser, as a web interface. Discord's just a web browser. I mean, not a web browser, but it's Google.
No, it is literally web browser. Yeah.
Yeah, and so is something else around here. Since I've got the 4K screen as well, I'm pointing all over the place because it's like, whoa.
Too many pixels for me. I got to be honest.
It's difficult for text. But I'm not one of these people that will scale things either. I'd rather just make the font bigger on a specific application than try and scale the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of scaling.
Because what I do, for example, when I'm doing the streams, like on a Tuesday night music stream, right? I'll open up the popped out chat window, if you like, because you don't have to look at the whole stream. You can just get the chat. So I'll put in the URL for the chat, so that I can see what's going on in the tip chat. And then I'll just control plus or whatever it is to make it 150% so I can read it.
Yeah. But that's reminded me of a frustration that I'm sure we all... At fucking websites now, when you've got a website with an image and you just want to zoom in to look at the image better, and you zoom in...
It changes everything, yeah.
Oh, no, you zoom in and everything gets bigger, but the image gets smaller. Like that, literally fucking on things like Instagram. The image will actually get smaller. It's fucking infuriating.
No, I've not seen that. Well, if Instagram's your example, then I don't even know.
Instagram is poison. But also, but also there's an add-on for Firefox that actually really use. For some reason, it's one of those things that you sort of installed on a whim ages ago, and you've actually kept using it. It's called Behind !
Yeah.
Yeah, it allows you to.
And it shows you the bums of anybody's picture that you're seeing.
Exactly. Yeah.
AI undressing.
It basically, if an image or a video comes up in your browser, you sort of, I think you right click or shift right click if you need to, and then it will show you all of the images and layers behind it. So that if you're saving an image, but there's like something on top of it and it's being obfuscated, it allows you to see an image on a website or a video on a website as a video, as it should be, as a video file.
Right, gotcha. Yeah.
So you can download it or blow it up or
gets around all the things they do to prevent you actually looking at the image or
yeah.
But no, it's good. Yeah.
I forgot where we were going.
Yeah, where were we? We've gone somewhere.
Maryland cookies.
By the way,
cookies. She ran off. She didn't want to face us.
Ran off with
a
PlayStation
bake her a
controller.
hard cake.
Man's cake.
It looks like a sponge cake.
Exactly. Yeah. Crunch.
Yeah.
Or a pancake that's solid.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks good. Kink. Knife break.
Yeah. Also, actually, one of the questions I'd like to ask you a little bit, because I've changed my password workflow. I've gone from. I sometimes every now and then dip back into using Vault Warden to manage my passwords. Are you familiar with Vault Warden?
I think it's Bitwarden is the one I've got.
Yeah.
It's laziness that I haven't bothered to change.
Yeah.
To something
also it syncs with the phone relatively easily. So if I'm away out and about and I need to log into something, then having my up-to-date set of passwords just available to me.
I use Pass, which is the command line one.
Mm-hmm.
And that
I've tried to use that, and I couldn't quite get it to work. I think I can't
get my head around it. Yeah,
I like it, and so by default it just obviously saves the passwords on your system, but you can do pass git push, and you can set up a git repo, and it will push to that git repo. And there is an Android application. There's an Android application that can pull from that Git repo, so it is usable.
I wouldn't trust that though. That's why I don't do a lot of things on my phone.
It's all GPG encrypted.
Yeah, but the phone's operating system is hacked. It's a backdoor.
Oh, in that sense.
Device,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not. Many things that Google respects your privacy, blah 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 blah, and then suddenly something that you've got on your phone and what seems to be a separate and supposedly encrypted thing. Suddenly you're getting things in your in the googly bits that look very much like somehow have seen that.
In terms of security, I don't think there's any way of syncing your passwords.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff I use for security, it's just work stuff, and if I get hacked, then
I understand people. Yeah, no, I'm not. I understand why people use the phone.
My defense is I've used all the procedures and all that kind of thing. As long as I've been sensible, that's enough. But I've changed. Sort of rereading Drew's blog post about fuck web services, it has kind of got me back on the. Yeah, I don't. They always seem to get in shitified, and then I found out the other day on the other freebooters, like literally live. That NewsBlur, the RSS online service reader, which I really liked, that ended up becoming enshittified, and I thought that was just run by one bloke with a passion, and now suddenly it's got all this tiered pricing and weird limitations on all these different tiers. And it's like, and you know what? It's not specifically better. The only thing that it has is that you can sync across multiple devices. But you know what? What I read on the desktop and what I read on the phone are probably different anyway. It's like
anyway, yeah.
So I just go.
I don't understand RSS services. I just isn't RSS just a simple thing, and you just use an app.
It's simple in the name.
You use a program that makes a list of things that you've got an RSS connection with. Yeah. I don't understand all these complicated things that people seem to be. Oh, this is the best way to organize your RSS. It's like, no, I just want a list of what I'm RSS following and clicking to see what
I do see it from. I mean, you and I are unique in this, but no. But people who have, home computer, laptop, phone, work computer, like wanting, then putting it on the web so you can just access it from anywhere and get the same stuff. I get that. Not for me. And like Chris says, I think there's things you read in different contexts.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be synced. I'm not like at risk of reading two things at the same time. Like it's like, oh man, and if I did, well, boo-hoo. So it is definitely over engineering.
VR, one for each eye.
Yeah, because I was looking at, was it Tiny RSS or something like that, or Tiny RSS, which is like a host your own web service that does all that. And I was reading through the manual, and it's like, oh, you got to set up your... Well, first of all, I think that I could only find the instructions for the Docker, so I was like, oh, fuck that. But then I was reading through, and it's like, oh, you got to do this YAML thing to set up the database. It's like, you know what? This is RSS. You know what? I got bored, and I just like, you know what? Yeah, I've got an app on the phone. I've got Newsboat on the desktop. It's fine. Don't need any... If you need to organize your feeds,
it's not even that big a hassle to go like, oh, I added this thing on my desktop. I need to remember to add that on my phone, and then add it on your phone. Like,
yeah,
it's not that big. I think, yeah. What was I thinking about? There was something I was thinking about this in relation to, but like, when I made my my ratings list that we were looking at when we were talking about yesterday, the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I pulled that data from Tract, and then I was like, should I make each of the titles link to IMDb? Because that's what you would do in that situation. You'd make it so they all link to IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes, whatever. And then I was like, no, I can copy and paste.
Yeah.
We don't need to automate that fucking hard for things you're going to do very rarely. I can just select that text and search IMDb for it. I think we go over the top with.
A lot of websites are just like that as well. It's like you click on something thinking you're clicking a link within the site, and suddenly you're being launched to say for example it's something about films, then boom, you click a link and suddenly you're on the IMDb page for that film. It's like, no, I thought you were giving me more content.
Code repository websites, like the button to copy the text. Like, I'm capable of pressing Control A, Control C. Like, I don't need a button.
I pushed the button. I put
young people see.
So I also had
is that dirty buttons that are getting pushed, or a dirty pusher of buttons?
In this case,
oh baby, I love your dirty buttons.
I had a thought when we were talking about reading two things at once, right? So you could VR goggles, like one text here, one text there, right?
Mm.
And the bicambral
your brain would do that.
Well, the bicambral brain stuff, where if you sever the connection between the two halves of the brain, they basically operate independently. Like you can show this, you still operate as one brain, I think. Details might be wrong, but you can show this eye one thing, and this half of the brain will see it, and the other half of the brain won't remember seeing it because that half of the brain didn't see it, kind of thing. So if you could sever the connection between your two halves of the brain, each eye could read something different, and then reconnect. Would your brain remember having read both?
Are you sure it's not if you cut your brain in half? That like if you get told something, one half of the brain will get it, and if you read something, the other half of the brain will get it. Or
no. Okay. It's this eye is connected to that half of the brain. This eye is so if you literally shutter and show, if you just show it normally, both halves of the brain will see it, and you will remember seeing it. But if you show this eye, then that half, I can't remember the details, but something like related to an interesting thing I read about.
So what if somebody's lost one eye or lost the sight in one eye? Then does that start filing things differently in the brain?
The brain is still connected.
Right,
so
fair point.
There's no problem. Yeah, but there's this thing called it's called something blindness, and I can't remember the word. But basically, and again, not a neurobiologist or whatever the fuck. So pinch us all. This is factually.
Well, you've been stringing us along for a very long time, then.
I'm actually a biological neuroscientist.
Didn't he show us a certificate at one point saying he was a neurobiologist?
What was that TED talk he gave?
I mean, it was in Biro. That should have been a clue. This is it, though. I think it's called sight blindness, right? So apparently, so your eye is connected to your optic nerve, and your optic nerve actually enters the brain in two different places. It enters the brain in the bit of the brain that deals with making visual pictures based on the information that's coming through the optic nerve, and it also goes separately into a deeper part of the brain, like the more.
Well, your eye is a compound. It's evolved as a compound device. It's not.
Yeah. But wait, it goes into two
That'll
separate
offend
parts of the
religious
brain.
types.
That's the important thing. And there are certain kind of brain injuries where the former one, the optic nerve to the visual cortex or whatever it's called, that can be severed, but the other one isn't severed. So you are blind. When you look, you just see blackness. You have no picture of what you are seeing. But if you take such a person and put them in a room with obstacles, they will navigate around the obstacles. And then at the end of that, you ask them why they made the choices they made. You know what they were doing. They don't know. They're just like it just felt right.
Oh wow.
Which is really fucking interesting.
Well, like because they hear it, other senses kind of work it out.
No, because it's going into that bit from the optic nerve to the deeper part of the brain is still intact. So
kind of like, I was going to say kind of like peripheral vision, but that's bollocks. That's to do with lenses. And
no. Vision-wise, they are completely blind, 100% blind. But they can still, and if you throw a ball at them, they will catch it. And you ask them, why did you do that? And they're like, I had a feeling, kind of thing, which is really interesting, right?
That's baffling. That's
right. Hang on. Bluff.
I need
to now. I want to look that up now.
Yeah. Because apparently in like is it late 1800s, early 1900s, where they were doing like these mad psycho experiments, right? Where I think they were like trying to treat epileptic children by cutting their brain in half, which is why we know a lot of this stuff about like severing the brain.
Some horrible things went on.
Oh, we did some messed up shit. But apparently, like if you sever the brain in half, you have like two personalities. Like your brain sort of functions as two whole brains. So you have like
that's the bicameral thing.
Yeah, where you can. But apparently, also side note, apparently it did do something to treat epilepsy. It just cut the brain off. Cut the brain off.
Try it at home.
Yeah, try it. There we go. Have you got
this is not a medical podcast?
Tell us how it went.
Yeah, it does.
Both opinions.
Although, interestingly enough, over the years, I have got more than a few invitations to trial out surgical equipment as like part of a YouTube promotion, which raises questions.
You should take those up. You should take those up and just, like cut your food with them or whatever.
I've definitely thought about it, but I thought that's kind of questionable on a number of like are there surgeon influencers?
It's like I love the idea of like 10 distro reviews and then best catheter you'll ever use.
Yeah, it's like
nicely rounded.
But I just like are they like surgeon influencers? It's like, what's up, fam? Today we're going to be trying the scalpel.
Well, it's America. It's going to be America where all of this stuff is privatized, and then they like have drug company reps and like and surgical equipment reps. I'm sure going around. To,
yeah. There probably is. Like we make the best scalpels. Whatever.
We make the best scalpels. I've got to check that now.
Go on. What's the?
No way that's taken.
Well, PennIsland.net is so.
Yeah.
It's not. It can't be reached. That's free. We can grab that.
We can grab that.
I used to do that. I used to grab all sorts of domain names, but they got more expensive, and it was like getting really silly trying to remember, how to pay for them all. I'm actually thinking about dropping one of my servers for that reason as well, but I need to check the loads on them. And see.
I've recently moved over to Mythic Beasts for my domain registrar, and they're actually.
I just registered with my ISP, not my ISP, my server company, server host.
Okay, yeah. Well, in Mythic Beasts, I think
it's instantly linked to your, to one of your IP addresses. Then you can just.
Mythic Beasts do hosting. I've got the hosting for freebooters on. Is it Hetzner? Which
Hetzner's quite popular. Yeah.
They've been.
Are they American though?
I thought they were German.
Are they? All right, sorry. Hetzner. Yeah, mine's is German. Yeah, the company is. They've got servers in the UK.
But I think Mythic Beasts is a UK company, and their domains are like really quite like affordable and cheap. But also like they're not enshittified as a company. And they do hosting. I haven't tried out the hosting yet, but it seems like relatively reasonably priced too.
Hosting by humans, it says.
Yeah. And is that Hetzner or Mythic Beasts?
Mythic Beasts.
Mythic Beasts, yeah. And people...
UK-based hosting backed by 100% human support.
Excellent. But a lot of people I know in like the Fossey world in UK use Mythic Beasts, so it's always been something that I've kind of meant to try out, and I tried it out, and yeah, they're pretty solid. They don't add many bells and whistles to their gear. Like, you buy domain registration, you get domain registration, which sort of makes sense. So you don't get like wacky stuff like email forwarding or free inboxes or anything like that. You get what you pay for. But it is pretty cheap, and you can get like a .co.uk or something domain. I don't know, like it's still like £5 a year or something like that. So
yeah, the problem that you usually have is storage.
As in, like, what, for hosting?
For hosting, yeah. Usually they charge. All the companies I've tried or looked at seem to charge an awful lot for storage. Right, here we go. And of course, they always do it in a... Well, I was just looking at Mythic Beasts one, and it's very similar to the one I'm on, is it's a tiered thing. So it's not like, here, tell us what you want. If you want to build something yourself, it becomes complicated. And they do it, but it's like, oh, no, right, okay, it somehow works out more expensive than if you just pick one of the presets. But the presets tend to be... they all tend to be a similar thing, and so if you want a certain amount of storage, you've then got to buy a more and more powerful, bigger amount of RAM.
What a lot of people seem to do is get like Hetzner or whatever for the just the VPS, and then just go to a storage provider for the storage, like a cheap storage provider.
See, this is one of the things I've been thinking about with the video server, is getting some sort of storage provider and integrating it to that instead. But even then, they're quite expensive. Yeah. If you want rely, I mean, this is the other thing. Is there's a lot of stuff out there that is cheap, but their uptime is not good. And if you look at them, whereas the one I'm with what used to be 1-in-1, what they call now Ionos.
Oh.
They're not the best. Yeah, they're not the best, but they are fucking reliable. Absolutely rock solid reliable, and I get unlimited bandwidth on so many 100 gigabit or whatever thing. So if you go to one of my servers, it's not going to be down,
Okay.
And it's, and the throughput for like streaming and stuff is excellent.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
because it used to be that you rented a server, and obviously nobody does. But people do that, but they charge an arm and a leg for it. Now you rent a virtual server on their farm.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, do you prefer bells or whistles?
Bells. Whistles are just shrill.
Yeah.
I prefer bells.
I would say with one exception. I'll go bells. Largely, bells is a nice sound. Also, I love the
train whistles.
The carol. Okay. There's Carol of the Bells, which is amazing. I love that. But the exceptions, I was going to say the one exception is penny whistles, which I think sound really nice, and I would also agree. Train whistles.
Is a penny whistle like those old things that police used to have?
No, it's like a recorder but thinner.
Oh, right,
yeah, very small recorder.
Like in folk music and Irish music.
I don't mind police whistles.
Is a flute technically a whistle?
No, it's a woodwind instrument.
Well, no, a penny whistle is a whistle. Then the recorder is a whistle, and then a flute is just a sideways recorder.
Depends on
where the whistles.
A flute's more complicated, doesn't it? Doesn't the flute have valves?
A flute doesn't have a reed. Like I would say, as soon like an oboe or clarinet, they've got a reed. I would say that's a different category. But if it's just air pressing over a shape,
you've got I forgot the word for it. But you've got to get your lips right, haven't you?
Purse your lips.
What's that?
Purse your lips.
No, but there's a word for it. Like
I know that. Word.
Biss your lips.
I don't know why flute is in woodwind. To be honest, it's fine. Saxophone is as well.
Well, that has a reed.
That has a reed, big reed.
Yeah. So the reed is. But a flute. I think I would say a flute is a whistle. But then there's a trumpet, a whistle.
It's a woodwind group, and it's an edge-blown aerophone.
Well, the difference between brass is that you go with your lips. You don't blow it. You spit into it.
Do that again. I want that as my notification sound. Genuinely, I love it. I used to be able to do a really good muted trumpet, but I don't know if I can do it anymore.
Oh, there's a fucking word for it, and I can't find it.
Sorry, I want to just get back to Hamish's hosting setup because I'm a little bit curious.
I'm trying to change the subject from boring server stuff, you cunts. Fine, go on. I'll get back to Flat Out 2.
Right, it's all right. I just want. I kind of want to ask because
it's got a point, and you know.
But on
no. Go on.
Okay,
go on. We know our audience.
On the Freebooters server, right? We host podcasts, MP3s for compatibility reasons. I would love to go Opus, but it's just like you always find edge cases where Opus just isn't supported for stupid reasons. So we got MP3s, and we got quite a lot of like airtime, like content, media, whatever you want to call it, sounds. So for the 40 gig that we get on our Hetzner basic package, we've got all you can talk podcast basically.
You can talk.
We've got the Owncast streaming, which obviously doesn't take up much in the way of space, but I don't think we've ever had any sort of issues with getting that working. And obviously all the text you can type, right? So that's kept, and we're not really even that like maxed out.
The thing is, I would say like on a basic VPS with like 50 gigs of storage or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, we got 40. Yeah.
But you can essentially, that is infinity storage for virtually anything except video. As soon as you go to video, it's
yeah. So I was kind of I was ramping up to that because with Hetzner as well. You spoiler. But with Hetzner, you can also get like an extra. You can get little extra like what you call them, like things that you mount, like not devices, storage blocks or whatever things.
Yeah.
So you can get like 40 gigabytes of storage. You just mount it as a partition device, whatever, mount and then you just crack on with it like that. And it's relatively reasonably priced within the realms of like, we're talking 100 gig or whatever, like it's when you get bigger, you start getting, bigger.
The problem in this respect with Ionos is that anything out with their, because obviously they want it to be as automated as possible.
Yeah.
And anything out with their click and choose this thing and that's it done. It gets more expensive because I used to before the setup I've got now. I used to have, the definition of it is just their definition. It's all cloud servers. It's all cloud, and it's all virtual servers on the cloud. I fucking hate that term. Really, it's not. It's just anyway. So virtual servers, they have like they call 10 different things. They've got slightly different names for them, but all the same thing, but just managed differently.
Yeah.
And the one they had that I used to use. Like you do that, like you add storage manually. You could like it would automatically. I mean, you still have to go into Linux and do the real things, but you could add storage as much as you wanted without changing the actual server type. Whereas the one I'm on now is a lot cheaper, but it's completely inflexible, and that's the problem. So I am actually looking. But I've been with these guys for a long time. But yeah, the other thing is they're very, very mainstream. They're very, they're always trying to push AI for your website and all that shit on the front pages and things.
But Hamish, one of the things, video, right? Because you run a PeerTube server.
That's the big problem. Yeah, that's the big problem we've got, and
because I'm thinking like how many gigs do you need for a PeerTube server? Well, like how many is your PeerTube instance at sort of at the moment?
That's literally what I was just going to look up. I forgot which server it's on. I never remember.
I have a much lower threshold of quality than most people. I would be happy with 480p.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people won't watch something unless it's high. People, everything's 4K. Why? It's two fucking people's heads chatting away.
Yeah, exactly.
Why does that need to be 4 fucking K?
And we're only getting older, so we don't want to up the definition.
What a waste of energy and resources, and it's just. But that's the standard now. No, it doesn't have to be,
So
anyway, hang on, PeerTube. There we go.
The vibe I get is that 720 is like the lowest acceptable standard. But I'd happily go for 480 and not have a problem.
480 for a lot of stuff, perfectly fine. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the damage?
The problem is if I give that as an option, the server then makes both.
Yeah.
Although you can't, there's ways of choosing and stuff. PeerTube's getting better at sort of letting you do the technical stuff yourself, but obviously the idea is that anybody should be able to, once the server's running, PeerTube's meant to be sort of user friendly in a sort of YouTubey sort of style way. So there's only so much that they can do that way. At the moment, I mean, this is the thing. It's only 240 gigs, the server storage,
Okay.
and it's at nearly 200 at the moment. So there's about 30 gigs free
For the whole server?
for
That's
the.
not bad for how much video you've
That's
got.
the server with PeerTube and Foundry on it, but Foundry doesn't take much space. And also, I'm going to move Foundry to another small server by itself because it's having trouble working with. That's the other thing I don't like is you can manually install the system you want, but a lot of server software assumes you're using one of the big distros, and that's it.
Yeah.
Debian usually.
Although
doesn't.
Arch has the advantage in that the Arch wiki tells you how to set up servers really, really well. So
And a lot of stuff is packaged in the AUR in a way that
you can just install. Yeah, so I mean, I'm really thinking about. I don't like changing things on the servers too much because sometimes it causes disruption and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've only got I can't afford 2 of every server, which is really the ideal. It's, you have one, which is this exact, the actual backup of the other one. But offline, the problem with the video storage is not that I can't get storage elsewhere or even home storage to stuff that's getting archived or there's ways of doing it. The problem is implementing it so that PeerTube can look it up, and they only use a couple of different methods. Is it S3? It's called. Is that right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So you can add that, but that comes with a price overhead for that service, and it gets it's getting on. But I'm just looking at what was the thing you said? I forgot the name of it. Mythic Beast. Yeah, they're no, that's bandwidth, not storage. Ah, right, I've misread their thing. Yeah, I'm just looking at what they've got, and that's the other thing. They've got a monthly bandwidth limit as well.
Oh yeah.
On the servers. And I just with the way the server set up in Ionis, I just don't have to think about it.
That's
It's it's fastest type of connection you can possibly get through. Obviously they've got what would you call it? Denial of service, blocking and all that kind of and a firewall to their overall system and everything. But within a few milliseconds, you've got straight in full bandwidth, for the thing. So there's the disk. Oh no, they do let you choose hard drive instead of SSD though, which makes it a fuck ton cheaper.
Oh really? That much cheaper?
That's perfectly fine for videos, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a quarter of the price. 2 pence per gigabyte, or 8 pence per gigabyte for SSD.
Oh, that is a massive. I was not expecting that to be much different.
So if you go for but the hard drive is you've got a minimum though as well.
Okay.
SSD they'll give you like a tiny chunk. They'll go as low as 5 gig drive.
Why is hard drive cheaper? Because I would assume it would take more energy to run, right? That's
part of it, isn't it? Yeah. But they're just they probably have. But they probably have loads of them.
Yeah.
Right. Their servers have probably had them sitting there for years, and that's. I know that's right. So if I get a 400 gigabyte server with similar sort of power, that would be it's about the same price actually. Oh no, actually mine's has got more oomph. No, I'm getting a 4-core for roughly the price of their 2-core.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's on Ionis.
Ionis, yeah. See, that's the thing is that some bits of it are really cheap, and a lot of it is automated and it's very good. Security, obviously, if you open a port in your firewall and don't have security, you're fucked. You've done it to yourself. But if you just open the ports you need to and do everything sensibly, I've never had any problems. I've never had any big issues with attacks on web servers or anything like that. I get a lot of login attempts because I've got SSH and stuff up, and you get shit ton of that. And it's very difficult, but sometimes I lock that down too much, and then suddenly something goes wrong, and I can't get back in, and I've got to go around the houses to get. So, but the good news is there's 2 ways to get into my server. The other way is through your account. You can then go into a virtual.
Oh yeah, someone offered that. Yeah,
virtual KVM, yeah. But again, that's only really your login and password that's protecting that as well. So
yeah, but I'm assuming it's not on SSH, so you've got that kind of.
So you would also need to know, you'd need to know the server's passwords and stuff as well, and there's a few things you would need to know.
Yeah.
But a determined person will get into anything.
Do you use? Obviously, both of you use keys for your SSH, but do you then disable the password login for extra security?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, I tend
I don't have any password. It's all keys.
Thing.
Pardon?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I do it because it's the dumb thing. If I felt like nobody was going to ever judge me for it, I wouldn't bother.
All right, no,
but
I
mean, when I set up
it stops brute. I mean, it immediately stops brute force.
Yeah,
password.
Like the stuff I've got is like it's my web server. Like for you, it would be a lot more work. Like if my web server gets hacked, and I just have to wipe it and like re-upload. That's literally like.
Yeah,
it's like
PeerTube is the whole PeerTube server is not as easy to.
Yeah.
This
is why I think that if Hamish decided to pack up PeerTube and go home, I think I would host videos just on a website rather than go PeerTube.
I have thought about that as well. But the difference obviously is that I host PeerTube for several people to use. Although to be fair, oh God, I'm forgetting people's names now. Baldy American guy, really nice chap, talks to us. Big on the Feddy. Fucking hell, what's his name? Ozone.
Oh my God, you forgot Ozone?
I almost outed him a bit. But Ozone has taken his stuff off because he's doing like a vast amount now. He went and did his own PeerTube server. So he said, look, there's no point in me taking up your bandwidth when it's going to go. So I think, apart from a couple of people sort of casually using it, I think Andrew's got some little videos on there and stuff.
Some music,
It's mostly just us. And really, thinking about it, you're probably right. You probably could do that. I'm
starting to prefer. I've talked about this a few times, but I don't think everything has to be connected. I think it's fine to just have a website with videos on it. It would be a lot simpler. You don't need a database. You can do it.
That's what amazes me about these web gallery sites. Is like I was doing that. I was building things like that for people in the 1990s, and I wasn't making it as fucking complicated as you are.
Is it because? What you could even do, because nowadays, like video podcasts are all the rage. I mean, we're even doing one right now. And I'm assuming there's some sort of
vodcast.
Vodcast. I'm assuming that there is some sort of standard for that in RSS feeds, right? Like a video version. Is it just like the same?
I'd imagine there's some.
Is it just the same standard as?
There's probably 5 competing standards. Let's be honest.
Yeah, probably 7 ways to do it, and they all don't work with each other.
Well, just use the one that like iTunes picks up or whatever, right? But is it still called Apple Music, whatever? And because we do the freebooters audio feed, like you set up the standard for that, Drew. Because I remember you were looking it up or something, and so you filled that in ages ago, and it all seems to be pretty good. Actually, it works great on my phone for my podcasting.
Good.
And so I'm assuming that for that it's basically the same as that, but with
I think so. I mean, I assume
files.
we just copy how YouTube does it, right? YouTube does RSS, and although that links to a web page,
YouTube RSS. But
I've just
we come up with a standard.
I assume it's similar to, if possibly identical to the way MP3s.
I'm going to assume so. Yeah,
audio. I assume it's just the same enclosure stuff, and you just put a video file instead of a audio.
Yeah, but
I was just thinking that the other thing about PeerTube, of course, is I know you're saying not everything needs to be connected, but it is a discoverability route.
It is.
See things on the Fediverse.
I'm starting to think. I'm starting to be anti-discoverability. I think it's fine to think for things so long as they're public accessible. Because honestly, how often do you watch things because they're discoverable in that way versus somebody just linking it to you?
Well, I tend to do that on PeerTube.
Yeah, PeerTube.
Oh, you do?
Because I've got the effort of setting up my PeerTube to be networked. It will make recommendations and stuff, 90%
of what I watch and what I watch for the first time is somebody linking it. Like,
you're probably right, though. 80% is probably like that. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think it's fine. Let's go back to sharing things that way. We don't need fucking computers
But
recommending.
how will you get reach through your content?
Does it scale?
I know your numbers. You know,
what's the opposite of selling out? I think Drew's doing the opposite of selling out. Buying
in.
Yeah.
That sounds worse.
That sounds, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, I like how PeerTube works in the Fedi, to be honest. Like, I prefer it over YouTube. So
it's nice that you can just go boom. There's it's the feed. It comes. You can have it in your feed and everything.
Yeah, it throws it into the social mix.
Oh, we should get off the Fedi. We should have communities like, ideally not on Discord, but like the community we've got on Discord, a nice little publicly
the people.
It's a self-contained community, and we should go back to like web forums and get things that are publicly available.
Most prettiness and inconvenience and convenience, not inconvenience and convenience.
Most of the FOSS people who I follow through social media, who are a bit like social media-y, have at one time or another tried to set up a forum, and it's always fizzled out.
Yeah, they are.
I think that's what's stopping me from actually doing it.
I think forums.
Go on, sorry. No, after you.
No, I was just going to say forums tend to go one of two ways. They either. And this is why they can fizzle it. Either way can fizzle it. One way is it's around a certain community, and that community stays together and works like. So we used to have one for a bit of a niche game because it was a mod for another game. We used to play a game called True Combat, and it was a
Counter-Strike.
No, I didn't play Cheater Strike much.
Niche.
Yeah, no, but True Combat was a similar sort of game, to be honest, but it wasn't. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, the game itself. The point is that we had a community for that, and we had like international tournaments and all sorts, and we had like this was all organised through one little forum, and it ran really nicely. But the other way it can go is it can get really huge and disparate.
Yes.
And that all falls apart because of how disparate it becomes.
That's part of what I'm saying. I think there needs to be I don't know how you implement it, because you can't just go, well, we've gone over the limit, we kick, first
that's it.
Out,
yeah. It's not just the number of people. It's where the problem I have. This is one of the problems I have with people doing, and I had to sort of explain this quite a lot to some people when I was doing my streams to start with, is they'd start treating the stream chat as a continuation of chat from Matrix or something, or Discord or whatever. And you're like, no, don't fill up the stream chat with, your programming problem that you're talking about. Go chat there. You can type in two different windows. That's why they're windows. You can click from one to the other. And I had to sort of push that to people as like, stop talking about it in general. But this chat here is for what's happening live.
So think because I want to set up a forum for freebooters, but part of my thought is like, why would people message on the forum rather than just typing in the chat on Discord, which is where we have discussion. And I think
a lot of stuff gets missed in that, though. That's the other thing.
Yeah. I think there's a quality to not real time conversation that is lost in real time conversation. I think there would be a value to it, but even then, people be like, I could make this message, or I just type it in the chat.
Yeah.
That's
and also
it's going back to thinking of having different media for different things rather than. I mean, what social media has become is just a stream of everything all the time. We need to go back to discrete, specific things.
Yeah, that's the sort of double-edged sword of the way the Fedi works. Is that you can get all your stuff in one feed, but do you want it all in one feed? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
I'm starting to realise I like the separation.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, I don't think everything needs to be on the Fedi, but I do enjoy the Fedi. But with the sort of the asynchronous conversational style, I like the idea of when we write blog posts that reflect on other people's blog posts.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
I like reading something you've written, and I've done this a few times, and I've just sort of responded to it almost.
Yeah, because you don't always have the time or time synchronization or whatever, scheduling or whatever to get this together like we're doing. So
it's also it's not this kind of conversation either. It's an essay, an essay response,
and an essay written in response.
It's like in the olden days where people used to write letters into newspapers, and then they used to have a counter and a counter. It feels a little bit of that era, and I kind of like that where you just
it's slowing things down as well. I think making things smaller and making things slower.
Yeah, and also that's more considered. You know, like you can.
Well, that's kind of the same. Yeah,
yes,
that's I think that's the same thing, isn't it? If slowing it down makes it more considered.
Yeah, it's like there's a Fedi instance called Aleppo.social. I bring this up from time to time, where you're not allowed to use the letter E. So if you're, and that is surprisingly difficult to do.
Well, I'm not surprised at how difficult that would be.
Yeah. And but it slows you down to the point where you absolutely consider every single word that you write. I think there's something. I think it's like
rather than Sorry, very briefly. Just the other thing about social media, YouTube, it's implied to be infinite. To break down the barrier, because back in the day you'd be like, should I make this forum post? No, it's a bit dumb, I'll think about that a bit more. Where it's not, it's just any fucking random idea, just fire it out there, doesn't matter, because it's just an infinite stream. You can't use it up, you cannot. I think the implied infinity is a problem too.
Yeah, well, actually, that's an interesting thing I was going to raise with you on the PeerTube, Hamish, was instead of like with PeerTube, right? Is it not possible to say, right, here's the PeerTube instance, it's 100 gig or 200 gig or 300 gig, that's it. So if you want to put more content up, you've got to take other content off. Like you've got this
or even that could happen via like when you're close to running out of space, just look at what's the video that's had the least views in the last 3 months. Knock that one off.
Yeah, I have removed some of my own to help that way. Yeah, but it's. I like the idea, but I like the idea of some video that's only had a couple of views, but it's interesting that you spot suddenly. This is why this is why I'm not a fan of things like YouTuber, because it's all pushed by the others. There might be something really good that nobody gets to see, and then sometime later they see it. Because that is one thing about the internet, that is good is that things are there, but then that comes back down to, well, if it was just on your website, it would be fine. It would never go away.
That's another fundamental thing. Not devaluing something just because it's of interest to fewer people. It can be of incredible importance to a very small number of people, and that's a value. So
so doing it by statistics is quite a difficult way to sort of think about it, unfortunately. Because the other way is like, over a certain date, old or whatever and stuff, but it's not.
That's kind of the fairest way, but again, there might,
But if you've done a short film, then you're going to want to keep that around.
Maybe this idea is better, where each user, they have a quota, and if they want to upload something, they're over quota. They've got to choose.
Technically, that does exist. Technically, it does exist.
Because
I don't want to drive people away either. I don't want them to go, oh, fuck it, I can go on YouTube and just put as much shit as I want.
It is different from YouTube, though. I think it's fine to have differences.
Yeah, and also YouTube has designed that on purpose. Like they created the infinite
because they want you to just throw.
Because no one can compete with that. They wanted to. They wanted to sort of devalue the they wanted to make the expectations. So that of infinite bandwidth and infinite space, just so like how long did YouTube were YouTube the only video place in town? Like for decades, really.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a way after the democrat, because the internet represented the democratization of media production, media distribution, right? So how do the corporations?
Second, by the way, sorry, unlimited 1 gigabit a second. I'm just reading the server stuff. It's 1 gigabit a second, unlimited.
So how do the corporations reinstantiate their control over quality media? And it's by devaluing user media by making it infinite. Because YouTube,
that's a good point.
Inflation
because of their interest. All they care about is time. It's time because it's ads. If it's an hour long, we can get this many ads in it. They don't care. They don't care about anything apart from length of content that is watched.
Yes.
That's the only metric that fundamentally they care about. And that, I think that has a devaluing. So we still need to turn to the corporations for the quality media, because this is just, a sea of. I fell apart there at the end, but I think there's something in that.
No, I think you've got a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, they want. It's like they wanted to cause a hyperinflation of community media almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But also, like, that's kind of interesting in context of shorts being, like if I was to be if I was to start content, if I was younger and I wanted to start content again, starting my YouTube journey, but from today, I'd probably be on somewhere like TikTok, where it's short form. And that's also works in the realm of ads because you can show ads in between shorts. So you can,
I suspect they do.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Because I'm a little bit intrigued by the short content in general. Like like the idea of just putting the brevity of something that's a minute or long.
I like it. It's not for me. I like very very long form stuff, but I like.
I'll watch something. I'll watch something that's 2 or 3 hours.
Variety is good.
Yeah,
I do. Variety of forms. Well.
Yeah, see, I do on occasion wonder about putting short form content on the loops thing, the Fedi loops.
I don't tend to like.
Why take it to another? This is the thing. Why put it on a different platform? This is one thing that I think Google have cottoned on to is that, well, fuck it, we'll do that thing, even though there's nothing stopping people doing short form on Google on YouTube to start with, but making it a thing to compete with the other thing that's got this point of selling point or whatever.
Part of it is part of its presentation. Like if I've got a certain style of stuff on PeerTube and then suddenly that's interspersed with 1 minute clips, I feel that kind of breaks the flow of it. But also,
all right, so if somebody's looking through your channel generally, sort of thing.
Yeah,
well, that does happen.
I also think making it
on YouTube, it does look a mess.
Yeah.
Going back to like recorded music, but an opera is distinct from a pop music single. They are distinct forms with distinct ways of interacting with them, and I think there's something in that.
Yeah, the shorts, because the shorts is like you watch one, you then watch the next one. It is very like low value bullet content, which on principle of it, I don't think I like, but I do like brevity, like the brevity and the idea of telling a story in a minute or something like that. But then I don't know how.
I wish people would use it more because I think it is just. I wish people would sort of embrace the inherent qualities of that a bit more. Design things more because you see a lot of chopped up stuff, right? Or just people talking short time. Like I wish, like short. I know there are some. Yeah, there's some very actually. I've never seen them myself, but I've heard from other people. There's some very popular TikTok channels on narrative. It's essentially like a soap opera type thing with just like very short episodes, and that's interesting.
Yeah, some of the comedy I found on it was got a chuckle out of me. Because a minute, like the thing is, with comedy is that it often works best in short bursts. So shorts, I think, does quite well on that. Actually, do you hear they're bringing back?
It's one I found years ago. It was. This is very TikTok-y. It's very like future dystopia. But it was a very pretty lady who would just dance while talking about left-wing politics.
Oh right, okay.
Great, yeah, love it.
Oh, fair enough.
That sort of thing reminds me of. Did you ever watch Max Headroom? The drama series.
Yeah. I only know the guy.
It had some strange things like that, I don't know how. I was going to say, am I taking this off topic? But I don't know if we've got one. So I was going to say, I watched those two films that were mentioned. One from you and one from who was it that mentioned it?
Is it Nader?
Nader, it wasn't Nader. You're right. It was Nader that mentioned the other one. And I've watched the two of them over the past couple of days.
Which two were they?
It was Psycho Goreman. Sorry, PG Psycho Goreman. And Freaky Tales.
Yeah, not watched that one. I
better not spoil it then. I like Freaky Tales better.
You do?
But I'm not going to say much about it now because I don't want to spoil it, obviously.
But
there's a few things once you guys have watched it, we should talk about that one then.
Yeah.
Because it's worth critiquing. Have you seen Psycho Goreman, Chris?
I haven't yet, but I've shown the trailer to Rosie and she's like kind of into it.
See,
so we'll watch it.
The trailer, if I'd seen that trailer, if I'd just seen either of those trailers but not with the conversation around it, I would have just went, nah. Because they're modern trailers that don't really fit the film that well.
I don't think the Psycho Gorman trailer does it justice. Yeah, I agree.
No, it's not. It doesn't give you it doesn't have the feel of the film at all.
Okay. No.
Is the film a comedy?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's a parody of films like E.T. plus a bit of just like 80s general sci-fi horror. It's a parody. It's very
and it's got
retro.
lots of references, lots of references. Yeah. Particularly, one of the biggest ones is Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, okay.
There's two big references to Calvin and Hobbes, like front and center throughout the film. And the other big reference, I forgot what it was. I said it to you on Discord. I forgot what it was. But there was another really obvious reference at one point. But
But yeah,
The thing I will say
go on.
about now this will be interesting. If you've both seen this other film, it'll be interesting to see what your reaction to this is. But I got a big feeling of when I watched Freaky Tales of Maximum Overdrive. Not the film content in any way, just some of the feeling of it. Have you seen Maximum Overdrive? What do you think of it?
I've seen that.
I know I have, but I can't remember what it is.
It's Stephen King's only directed film, I think. Have you seen it, Chris? No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't know. See, this is the thing. Until I saw an article about it on Wikipedia or IMDb or whatever, I didn't know it was derided or in any way. You know? But that's it. It's professional critics are professional critics, you know?
Yeah.
And they'll slag some, and there's loads of films and books and comics and all sorts, I'm sure, that have succeeded despite all these arseholes, you know.
Well, I think a good critic is. I think we can be a bit too derisory towards. I think there's a lot of shitty critics, but a good critic is very good at identifying the sort of
explaining their
narrative and cultural strings, and objectively looking at this film to the extent that we can do that. And saying, is it of quality? Is it succeeding in what it's setting out to do? That kind of thing. But what they absolutely cannot, 100% cannot tell you is whether you will like a particular thing, because that's two different things, and that's important.
Yeah.
But it's whether or not they like it that comes through a lot of the time.
Yeah. Because
I suppose
there are things. I think this is incredible. This is the most important thing. I think you need to realize when you become an adult is that there are things that are good. And there are things that you like, and they don't necessarily overlap entirely.
Well, it's like your film rating.
Oh my god, that was some unhinged filmery. That was.
That got some people wound up. I noticed.
Yeah.
The ones I can understand why you rate certain ones, like things from a series. I can understand why you rate some of them lower than others, but there's certain ones that I just think you've put way up. The
fact that he put Crank so high up and Crank 2.
I've not actually watched those, but I'm aware of them.
Crank is a work of fucking art. I will defend, and I'm not even doing that like ironically or whatever. I genuinely think that is a masterpiece of filmmaking.
I've got to rewatch them.
Yeah.
I've not seen them at all, so I probably do some. But yeah, I would recommend. I think you will like it. Yeah, as you say, you can't tell me they're going to like something. But I think you will like Freaky Tales.
What are the ones you think I've put too highly, though, Hamish? I don't want to make another podcast about my listings, but I'm curious.
I'll stay shut.
I can't remember the. What's the full? Oh, you got the link. That's quicker than
I mean, I don't even know if I disagree with Crank. Like, to be honest.
You've got to rewatch Crank. Crank is genuinely amazing.
Well, I've not seen it, but it's Jason Statham, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was a different Crank.
First thing, it's a video game. You're watching a video game. Keep that in mind when you
GTA.
Oh, I've got to do a buy rating. There we go. Yeah, some of the ones you've got as 10. There's a few. This is one thing I've noticed about your taste, Drew, is you've got a very definite young adult enjoyment streak in the things.
Yeah.
I'm not dissing that in any way. I'm just saying that there's a certain sort of thread through a lot of the things you like the Hunger Games. I mean, I did watch them because you said, and I did watch them, and they were all right. I can't really remember much about them, but
have either of you seen Twilight?
Yes, no. That's a one from it. I've watched it.
Is that the vampires thing?
Yeah. I've watched all of them. I've watched all of them about 7 times because I've had various friends who love them, who wanted to do watches. I've probably watched them, 3 times with one friend, a couple of times with another friend. So I've sat through them many, many times, and they are fucking they're irredeemable, but kind of funny to watch. They're fun to watch with somebody who is really into it, who's okay with you telling them it's shitty or
it's very awkward.
Hilarious.
There's some
very incredibly. It reads like romance, like very mildly kinky romance stuff written by a Mormon. That's how it reads because that's exactly what it is.
What it is, yeah. Like, I got dragged into it last night with Twilight. I don't understand.
Oh, Rosie likes Twilight.
Well, for the
the more I hear about this woman,
well, that's more forgivable than the soft
fucking
cookies.
soft cookies.
I'd give it a 2 or a 3.
They put pictures on the film. There was pictures and there was sound.
I don't know.
Have you got to the vampire baseball game?
Yes.
That is a genuinely hilarious fucking scene. I love the vampire baseball game. It's so fucking stupid that it's a lot of fun to watch.
Kind of, yeah. Like,
have you got to the bit where somebody throws a baby into a fire?
Which bit was that?
Hang on, I'll find a clip because that
Blimey.
fucking as well.
Was that in the first one?
Drew, the thing I was saying about it is some of the things that are in a series. I almost always agree with the ordering you've got them in, but not necessarily the rating you've given them.
Right,
but there is one that I would order differently, and it's Star Trek 4 being a 10. Nah, I'd maybe give that an 8, and it is a great film.
That's the best Star Trek.
I'd give the motion picture given a 9 rating. I think it's fine. But I'd put,
you're right. Yeah, because most people don't rate the motion picture. I think it's underappreciated.
Excellent.
I think it's very good.
It's very Star Trek. It's a
science fiction film. It's actually a science fiction film, which the other ones are.
Which is what Star Trek. Yeah, no, they're action films. Yeah. And of course, I had to look at where you'd listed the Alien films or which ones you'd.
Yeah.
And it took me a bit longer than I was hoping to find one. I think you didn't put Alien. Was it 8 you've given it? Something like that?
Oh, is it that high? I thought it was lower than that, honestly. Hang on.
No, it might be 7. Hang on.
Alien is 6.
6? No, I mean, I think it's one of the best films ever made. I think the filmmaking. Oh, yeah, no, I get your... I watched the thing. I get your scale.
Also, I'm just going to reiterate my demand that you watch Megalopolis.
Yeah, no way. I've almost done it a couple times. And hang on, before we go on, I need you to see. It's only 5 seconds. Just
some of
watch
the TV series.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's fucking. I've got to sign in to confirm I've not bought. Blah 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 blah. I can't watch things in Discord. How do I get?
Yeah, no, click the link.
Right. It's asking me to go to YouTube.com now. How do I get the actual video? For fuck's sake!
Genuinely funny.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the.
Oh, now it's telling me I've got to trust an external site because I'm leaving Discord. Fuck Discord. Fuck it up. It's our sideways with a broom handle. Right, I'm going to watch it now. 4 seconds. Okay.
That's not in the first film of Twilight, is it?
No. So spoilers, but yeah, fucking. It's just how I don't know. There's something very.
Wow.
It's shot like it's comedy is the problem with that.
Yeah, that's it. It looks like it looks like that 4 seconds looks like comedy.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't just have that look because it's taken out of context.
Was that Michael Sheen?
Yeah,
was that Michael Sheen? He's in that, is he?
In the later films, yeah.
Also, the blue filter over the entire film is weird. Like, I don't have a problem with filters to denote like a mood or a vibe, but they just use this blue filter for the whole film for no like it's just like
filmographers.
That's the thing that gets used.
They don't know how to do light and color anymore. They editors or any good at color grading just don't seem to exist anymore.
They did in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones had some great color grading scenes.
That's true. Yeah, I would also Psycho Gorman, like indie filmmakers still get it, but
I was going to say that Freaky Tales has a very I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's got a very definite use of a color filter.
Yeah,
that comes up from time to time, and it is very well done.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say that annoyed me about it, without spoiling the film itself, is it's made to look like different types. It's made to look like it's been recorded in different media. And it's got that fake VHS thing going on.
Oh, sorry. What film is this?
It's Freaky Tales.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So one of the segments is meant to be on a VHS sort of thing. It's not as bad as those. It's not really bad like the VHS horror films are. I like the films, but not the extent to which they degrade. And it's obviously a computer they've used to do it, and you start to see patterns and all. Anyway. But they use about the sort of fake version. But now that I think on it, as soon as I'm talking about that, and given how the rest of the film went, I think they were probably doing that deliberately for an ironic effect. Doing that,
That's fair enough. Yeah, because you kind of think rather than if you're just doing a YouTube whatever, then whatever. But like if you've got the budget to make a feature film and you want a VHS effect, just shoot it on VHS.
That's exactly my point. And I think those VHS movies, probably a lot of the segments did do that. And that's why it works, because you're not seeing, but then some of it, anyway.
I watched a YouTube video essay a long time ago, which was this girl talking into a camera about, interesting enough, Game of Thrones, but she filmed it on an old VHS recorder because when she was young, she always wanted one and she could never afford one, or her family couldn't afford one. But what I found quite odd about it was that she was using modern sound equipment to do the sound, Which
yeah.
Thank God for that, because
a channel I like did a similar thing where and it was very odd to have VHS quality and really nice sound.
It was odd, but I would not want to have had the VHS quality sound, because that wouldn't have.
Because of my brain forgetting, I'm going to. I've got something to say to that, and I've forgotten the other thing I was going to say in between. But there's a person on the ferry, a woman on the ferry who I think I've linked some of their videos before. She's amazing. She's this trans woman from Canada, and she's pilot. She's trans rights and all that sort of thing. Activist. Yeah. She's worked for like local, like PBS style, whatever it is in Canada, PBS local, which we don't have. We've got local radio where people can go and volunteer, but not television. I wonder why it never took off here. Anyway,
we're too ugly.
Oh, that's a good point. but so she gets like all the old equipment and everything, and she uses it to make videos on modern computers. And she does it all. So her videos will be literally shot on a VHS or Super VHS or whatever.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I think you'd like that. Hang on, I'll put a link in. So if I can remember, I know where I'll find it in my subscriptions. See if I can find. Oh God! And I think I can remember the other thing. It's to do with your list, Drew. And I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, it's the Maritime Girl. That's it. The Maritime Girl on Make. She's on MakerTube. Okay. But also, if you look at my,
do you know, right? If I was good at writing programs, I would write like, I don't know if you've ever used FreeTube, which is like a YouTube client for the desktop, which is pretty good. I would do that, but it would read videos not just from you could read videos from PeerTube and RSS feed and all these different kind of ways, and it would try and funnel them into like a YouTube-y style feed. Because I would use it more, except every couple of weeks YouTube does something and then it fucks over the API, which
they don't want.
Yeah, that would be a cool thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the other thing I was going to say. But, Drew. One of the things that I think I would. I think there's a trend. I don't know when you first did this list, like when you started this.
Not hugely long ago. Yeah.
I think quite a lot of the things are like Stone Cold classics, and I think those ones you've listed similarly, if not in rating, at least roughly in order that I would. But a lot of the newer stuff you've put up, and I think I've said this myself though when I did my Alien rating video, Alien Predator rating video, is that if I come back to this in a year's time, some of this might change, and I think it's once you've had more time to take in the newer stuff, and I think there's a few things on there that you've got quite high up that are fairly recent that you might over time.
Yeah,
it's not that they're not as good as you say, but it's settling them into.
I definitely have a recency bias because Chris knows with how I enthusiastically recommend things, because I'm like, this is the most amazing thing ever. Like while I'm in it, it feels very special, and then 2 weeks later, I'm like, it's a 7.
Yeah, like one of the interesting ones for me are the Star Trek films and TV series, and. You've got Deep Space Nine rated 10.
Yes.
No, I think, again, because there's so much slop at the beginning of that, and
Deep Space Nine is
some wobbly bits, I think there's...
No, DS9, no, that's a long-held opinion. That one's not going to change. DS9 is that. And Voyager's going up. Voyager's increasing. TNG's going down, and Voyager's going up.
I think TNG is massively overrated, especially when you watch back. The first 3 seasons are shite. I just don't know how they,
Yeah.
And I don't think the acting's very good for the first couple of series.
Any other?
Honestly, don't think so.
What are the more recent ones that you think are over?
What, Star Trek? No,
just
or do you mean generally? Well, you've given Psycho Gorman a 10, and it is very good. But
somewhat, I would say
we've got a few. Because Chris hasn't seen it, I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's somewhat in respect to its budget. Like, it's a very low budget indie film. Like, they did all the special effects themselves, like the practical stuff, and it's taking the budget.
It's good in that respect.
Watched it in a group, and we just all really fucking enjoyed it. We got a lot of laughs out of it, like a lot of fun. And I like the way it pisses on ET, because I kind of fucking hate ET.
And some of it, they are great. Some of the older ones, White Men Can't Jump. I think it.
That is literally my favourite film.
I don't think it's a bad film, but I just So it's more about your enjoyment of it than it is about your objective rating in that case. I think it always is, though.
This is mostly how enjoyable it is.
It's for you,
not is it of quality necessarily.
Yeah.
Also, can I say
Tootsie at a 9 that was a bit of a surprise one. I was like, Tootsie, okay.
I rewatched it recently.
That's probably what I need to do, because there's a few things.
Yeah,
you're not the only person to mention it recently.
Yeah, I was afraid. I think I said the other day I was afraid to rewatch it because it's made in 1982. It deals with gender and cross dressing and stuff. I was like, that's not going to hold up. That's going to be painful to watch. But I watched it and it absolutely holds up. There's a little.
It was Rob Brydon was talking with Tom.
Really?
With Tom, the other guy who plays Jonathan Pye. Tom,
yeah.
Is it Williams?
Yeah.
Tom Wallace, something like that. Anyway, it was him that he was on Rob Brydon's podcast, and that happened to come up, and there was a few things, and Rob Brydon said basically what you just said. He thought
because I loved it as a kid. And it really completely holds up, and I was to a surprising extent. It's a better film than I expected it to be. A recommendation for you, Hamish, though, out of my 10s, personal recommendation for you, The Vast of Night. I think you will enjoy that.
Also, Drew, I just want to give you a commendation. Your website actually looks excellent on Dillo, the browser.
Oh, good. Yeah. I guess there's nothing in there that would. I'll put it in chat for you, Hamish. There's nothing in there.
The Vast of Night. I don't see that on the. Oh, there it is. God, I was looking straight at it.
Oh, you gave Our Flag Means Death 7. Yeah.
What's that one? Sorry.
You gave Our Flag Means Death a 7 and Andor a 7. I would have thought Andor would have made it a bit higher.
Yeah, I thought you'd have liked Andor more.
Very, very good, but I don't think it's quite as good as it. Part of it is I think people are just amazed that there was a modern Star Wars thing that was good. That's part of it.
I think it could probably have been a bit shorter as well. Not as short as one series, but not as long as was it 2 series?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
If it had been,
I think it's excellent. I think it's clever. I think it's sophisticated. But it wasn't in any way. It wasn't doing anything that I was completely novel.
Oh, guys,
it was in the context of Star Wars, though. I think.
Yeah.
Star Wars as a franchise is not one of those ones that's likely to try and piss off the people like Trump or the mainstream media. Or whatever, I think that one did.
I've got a bit of a suggestion, folks. Since we've hit 2 hours on the podcast and we seem to be delving into the last three goes.
Sorry, that's kind of my fault.
We could wrap it up and just go live if you wanted to.
Oh, I have. That's cool.
Although, but before we do that, I'm fine. But there's one question I do want to ask: is this a Space Virgins or is this just a Freebooters with Hamish?
I think because I love the name Space Virgins and I want to keep doing Space Virgins, and I do want to not restrict it, but I think it should be mostly talking about things we've watched, if possible.
Maybe we can do that with the Psycho Gorman and Freaky Tales and stuff.
All right. Well,
if we all watch Psycho Gorman,
I think that was something we talked about before with that. Is I think we'd probably have more legs to it if we do one thing per episode. And
this is a good introductory episode, a good pilot.
Yeah. Introducing the idea. Yeah. Okay. So this is not a Space Virgins, but it's also not a Freebooters. So I think what we have here is a crossover.
A crossover, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
this is Freebooters meets Space Virgins.
Well, Freebooters, you usually play a video game while you're chatting, don't you?
I have played some,
and that's what's made the crossover part of it. This is a video of us while we're chatting.
Well, we only use that's not on purpose. That just happened.
I know. I'm just trying to make a silly connection.
All right, cool.
Space Virgins meets Freebooters takes Manhattan.
Yeah. Also, on a more boring note, does PeerTube now allow you to have multiple owned channels or whatever it is?
I think there was something like that, but I'll be honest, I've been very, very lax because you asked me something about the website, and there is a problem with the website, and I didn't even know. Because I presume you're getting it through RSS.
I'm no longer getting it through RSS because it says there's a problem.
There's a problem. I've got. Well, I can do it if it seems to be a certificate problem, which is really weird because I'm trying to remember what.
Always with the certificates everywhere.
I know, we need to stop.
The other ones are fine though. The other ones are fine. RSS won't let you take that out.
Anyway, should we take this out?
Okay, all right.
It seems to me.
Yeah, Freebooters. Nope, sorry. Space Virgins signing off.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's the Red Dwarf one. Thank you for watching, and toodaloo. Ta-da!
Bye. Ta-da, yeah.